Ahoy there, sailors! Scarlet Lady is the first ship from the new cruise line Virgin Voyages. This adult-by-design ship promises a different cruise experience and is only for guests 18 and older. How different is it? Well, I don't know of any other lines with a singing sexologist or 150-foot-high catamaran net, so it definitely has some unique qualities. In this full ship tour, we're going to go deck by deck and show you the lounges, restaurants, pools, and more, while offering tips and sharing our experiences on board. Let's start out at Sailor Services on Deck 5. Sailor Services, pretty much any other cruise line going to call this guest services. Not too much to report here, except that anytime we went there, they were very quick working through any concerns. I will say you can avoid this in many cases altogether, because in the app you can actually text Sailor Services. Entering pink agave, which looks a little bit like a modern cave. I think that's kind of a neat part of the decor. This is upscale Mexican. They also have a fantastic tequila bar. So many types of tequila and mezcal. I actually learned a lot by talking to the bartenders here. Got to try a number of things. Of course, while it's a very pretty restaurant, and I love the bar, the highlight here is certainly the food. I know I enjoyed it. We've been here a couple times. I even ordered that very dish from room service, which is a whole nother conversation. Check that out over on Cruise Habit. They do room service very differently on Virgin Voyages. I like that there are, in a lot of the restaurants, these separate kind of areas for large groups. This elote dish was fantastic. The restaurants do have paper menus as well as QR codes, whatever you would prefer. Also on Deck 5, you'll find Razzle Dazzle. Little trivia here, Razzle Dazzle, that's the name of the camouflage you see on the ships to the right. I know it doesn't seem like camouflage, but back in World War I, it had to do with seeing which direction a ship was moving and U-boats. Really neat decor to this restaurant. This is a vegetarian forward restaurant. That's what they call it. In that, if you are a vegetarian or vegan, it is absolutely amazing. But there are meat and fish dishes here as well. A lot of folks I overheard were skeptical of this restaurant, and all of those who went left thinking it was among their favorites. Beautiful presentation in the dishes in Razzle Dazzle as well. This is also where we had breakfast. In fact, the breakfast here is great, but it was a little sad because it's where we had breakfast on embarkation day, both of our cruises, disembarkation day, excuse me, on both of our cruises so far. But it's nice to know you can get a really good meal, even right up to that last morning. Between these restaurants is the Redemption Spa. I'm not a spa person, but it is a very pretty area. I mean, look at this. Just this indoor pool at the spa alone is gorgeous. No sales pitches anywhere around the ship for the spa anytime that I heard on any of our sailings so far. That's a nice change from some other lines. Test Kitchen. This is a restaurant that I think scares some people a little bit. Sorry about the flickering there. My camera just really didn't like the lights in here. It doesn't look like that in person. But this is where there's a big focus on, I don't even want to say experimental, but reconstructed dishes. There are some really creative things they do with ingredients, and they like to tell you about the process and the ingredients. It's also where they host some of the mixology classes and other culinary classes or demonstrations. I have not done any of those yet. Everyone I've talked to loved them, said that they were well worth the price, usually in the, I think, $35 range for the mixology classes. When you sit down, if you sit down at one of the kind of bar top areas to dine, then you'll be watching them make different courses depending on which area you're in. That's kind of neat. Really cool presentation, but also adds to the flavor. This was an unusual dish. That is an egg and peas that they smoked and came with this amazing, I think it was stout bread. I'll be honest, not the easiest thing to eat, as you see me struggling here. Maybe I'm just kind of a mess. But wow, that was delicious. And it's a prefix menu, but there's flexibility. If you say, you know what, I'm just, that thing, that flavor is not mine, that's okay. They will work with you. So don't be intimidated. Test Kitchen, really neat experience. High Street. Now there's a bunch of shops within this area on deck 6 midship. I'm not a big shopping retail person when I'm on a cruise, but I really liked the shops here. One, they have a wider variety of things than I've seen in other shops. Not the same stuff that you see on every cruise line. There are really high-end goods. There are plenty of inexpensive things as well. Goes in both directions. There's also a logo shop. I bought a couple things at the logo shop. The logo shop, you can get hats for $10. I got some nice t-shirts, and they have price your items as well. But neat stuff. You know, going on a brand new cruise line, you got to take something home that just says, you know, that brand, right? There's also, I missed this on our first cruise. This is like a sundries shop. They have other stuff here as well. Even if you forget your charger, they even have wireless phone chargers, all sorts of things like that. It's kind of off in the corner, but it's in the same general area. So if you do forget anything, fear not, they probably have you covered. Extra Virgin. Love the name of some of these venues, by the way. Extra Virgin on Virgin Voyages Scarlet Lady. That is their Italian restaurant. And it's good Italian food. It is not your local corner pizza Italian joint. It's not to say that anything's going to be too unfamiliar or anything like that, but it's high-end Italian. Everything we had here was absolutely delicious. Though, you know what? We didn't go there on our second sailing. I think we're going to have to correct that soon. We only went the first time we sailed. Had a lovely meal here. It's a very pretty restaurant by day and night. That's a polenta dish that we enjoyed. Some gnocchi. I think there might have been truffle with that, maybe. Should have checked the menu before I recorded this, huh? But we had a lovely menu, a lovely dinner with friends here. And you see they have, they can do a charcuterie board, but if you don't eat meat, they'll just do cheese and breads and things like that. Back to kind of that shopping area, Dry Dock. This is a where you can get your hair done. Right next door is Stubble and Groom. It's a men's barber shop, which I've only seen on a couple ships. Usually it's all kind of in one place. I've only got my hair cut one time on a ship. Maybe I'll correct that. Pretty neat setup though. And right next to there is the Mac Beauty Lounge. I think that's what they call it. Oddly, this is not on the deck plan. I don't know why. Maybe it was an afterthought, but it's where you can get Mac makeup, and they do some makeup seminars if you want, things like that. The Booty Free Shop. This is where you can get your duty-free liquor. I'll be honest, lovely people that worked here. A very good selection, better selection than I see on most ships. However, the prices did not impress me. My tip is always to go to local grocery stores in Mexico for the best price on liquor. SQUID Inc. Virgin Voyage is the first cruise line to have a tattoo parlor on board. They have some cool merch here as well. Kept eyeing that. Haven't bought anything from there yet. But we did spend some money there because I got tattooed. Larissa got tattooed. And she also got a piercing. Very nice, folks. They rotate the artists pretty frequently, all from a big high-end shop. So you will pay a premium getting tattooed here. It's going to be a lot more than your corner place. However, if you've ever gone to a big name shop in a big city, in Miami Beach, in New York, in LA, I think you'll find the prices similar to that. The big tip here is come 20 minutes before they open on embarkation day to make an appointment, because sometimes those appointments can fill very quickly. It's one of the appointments that you cannot get via the app. Just across from the tattoo parlor, and where they were kind enough to bring us drinks from when I was waiting for a friend to get tattooed recently, is On the Rocks. This is sort of the central bar and mixology bar. They have nighttime entertainment here. And it connects with this spiral large staircase and lobby area, which we'll get to when we're right above there in just a moment. Cool thing here, you'll see a red line sometimes on the white section of the chandelier, and that is always pointing north. The casino. Now, I don't gamble, so I can't tell you much about the games or anything. I've just found so many other ways to lose money over the years. But they do have a casino, and it is smoke-free. There's no smoking anywhere inside on Scarlet Lady, except in a smoking lounge that is next to the casino. There's no leakage of smoke. There are 2 doors to get there. You'd never know it's there, honestly. There's also a bill breaker across from the cage, and I found that handy when you want to break some bills for tips, for cash tips. The Manor is a nightclub. I'm sure you have seen photos if you've done any research about Scarlet Lady in this entrance. It is very cool, a little bit dizzying as you walk through there. That was us dressed for Scarlet Night. And there's a lot that goes on here. Yes, late at night, of course, you have kind of typical nightclub stuff with either a DJ or live band. But here, when we were shooting this part of the video, look, a tray full of shake weights. I bet no one's put those words in that order before. This is during, I think, like an 80s workout class. Though I think shake weights were more of a 90s thing. I don't know. Enjoyed some great entertainment here. There's Whitney, the hostess. She is an incredible performer, as are these guys. The Free Label. They were great. They played at Sail Away up on deck. They played here in the Manor, over at On the Rocks and other places. Oh, I cannot say enough good things about this band. Such talented people, ridiculously high energy. Sign up for this. NSA, that's Never Sleep Alone. This is a very, we'll say, risque show with audience participation, but only if you want. They're really great about that. You can't film except for the very intro, but I will tell you, a singing sexologist will give you sex advice. That's different for a cruise ship, right? The Red Room is the closest thing that Scarlet Lady has to a main theater, and it completely transforms. You're going to see that in a couple of these clips, how different the space looks. This is a dance show called Untitled Dance Show Party Thing. That's right. Rolls right off the tongue. I can't even begin to describe it. It was neat. Go with an open mind, check it out. There's stuff going on all around you, and the room transforms. Very cool stuff with talented people. And they had some neat signs here that I just had to call out. They're informative, and they're a little bit funny sometimes. I thought this is a great idea. They use that same symbol in your room. You press a button if you spill something, someone will come clean up in your room. I just thought that was neat. This same venue, see the stadium seats all of a sudden and the poles in the center? Same venue, but this is for a different show called Dual Reality. And I'd say this is the closest thing they have to a signature show. Very impressive to watch, sort of a acrobatic Romeo and Juliet kind of thing. Gonna go up one deck. I thought I'd show you what some of the staircases look like. I love the iridescent panels. We'll see that in a few different places on the ship, but not here in SIP. In SIP, this is where you get champagne. They have a caviar menu. It's one of the very few things with an upcharge, in fact. And they have all sorts of other drinks they can make you as well. Really great bartenders here. There's even in the morning, there are pastries. And if you sign up for tea time is in this venue, if I'm not mistaken. If you're in Groupie, right around the corner, which we'll talk about in a moment. In fact, right now, we'll talk about Groupie. They will bring you drinks in there if you ask nicely. Great service on Scarlet Lady. Groupie is a set of karaoke rooms, and you just sign up. There's no cost. You just sign up, so there's no conflicts for a time slot, and they have rooms of different sizes to accommodate different parties. Put your name down, pick a room, and you can pick the music. They have multiple microphones inside, comfy seating. It's a really neat environment. There is, on the schedule, regular karaoke in public areas too, but this was a lot of fun. More fun than I thought it would be. And one time, we actually saw a secret magic show here. Maybe, if you're really lucky on Scarlet Lady, you'll be invited to a secret magic show. There's Andy the Charmer, actually, in this shot, performing in a different room on board called The Scene. Just look out for it. It's not on the schedule, but if you have the opportunity, make sure that you catch it. The Roundabout, Deck 7 midship. This is the closest thing to an atrium of sorts, or lobby area. They have somebody that can help you with future cruise bookings, shore excursions. Sometimes like guest services will have a liaison up here. Look, more iridescent panels and a ship model. A few of my favorite things. There's that big staircase. There's a vinyl shop on board. I kind of wonder how many people are actually buying vinyl, but it is pretty neat. You can, sometimes they have it set up, you can listen to selections there. They'll occasionally put a DJ here. It's a neat idea. And right next to this is the Draft House. And as you can probably guess, that's where you can get all sorts of different kinds of beer. They have beer, of course, at other bars, but there's a wide selection of beers, both on draft and in bottles and cans. Cool area to hang out and be social. A lot of seating. Sometimes they'll do the little like art class type things or other meet and greets in this area. And what goes with beer quite as well as pizza? Nothing, I would argue. And nearby is the pizza place with a really cool hand washing thing here. It switches between washing and rinsing and drying. I just thought it was novel. Wash your hands, folks. So you go in here, the pizza is complimentary. You tell them what you want. They have some preset ones on a menu, but if you want to customize something, they're happy to accommodate you because everything is made fresh to order, but it only takes a couple minutes. And they'll give you a pager and just give them the hi sign. They'll bring it right over to you if you don't walk over to them. They have some interesting combinations, or you can do like a classic kind of thing. Really good pizza. And open till 1:30 a.m. I wish this next place was open till 1:30 a.m. because it's a great place to go after pizza. Lick Me Till Ice Cream, onboard ice cream shop. And when I first saw this, I was like, okay, it's an ice cream shop. Cool. This is amazing ice cream. I don't know where this ice cream comes from. I should probably ask them if they make it on board. I don't know. But wow, it is great ice cream. I think my favorite is the strawberry malt, but I've done a couple of them and absolutely delicious. I can't not go even to film and walk away without getting ice cream. Nearby, this is just some extra seating. There are a lot of areas around the ship like this with just relaxed, casual seating and beautiful, very comfortable in that way. A lot of outlets in those seating areas and right here in the grounds club, which is where I did some work, in fact. The onboard coffee bar, one of the onboard coffee bars, serving Intelligentsia coffee. They have pastries as well. This is a popular place night and day. And then there's this very Instagrammable spot. I don't even know what to call it. I don't think it has a name on the deck plan, but it's right at the entrance to the social club where we're going next. Keep in mind, if you do get a picture there, check it because it's those really cool signs. They're backlit, so it's easy to end up as a silhouette. They've also got some photo booths here if you want to go that route. The social club. Now, I didn't know what to make of this space when we first went there. And I'll tell you, sometimes it is hopping and sometimes there's no one in there. But they've got, you see shuffleboard there. There's this sort of diner in the center where they serve boozy milkshakes, among other things. Boozy milkshakes, exactly what it sounds like. Air hockey, foosball, all sorts of ways to entertain yourself while hanging out. All complimentary. There's even an arcade tucked back here in this little spot. Again, complimentary. So see, even though Virgin Voyages is adult by design, there's an arcade, there are games, and you don't lose all your quarters. Right in the same area is the loose cannon Deck 7 aft. I'm a sucker for a nautical theme. I say it all the time. This is a very well executed nautical theme. It's light, but still has just a great feel. And they have some signature drinks here, along with a full bar and some neat accessories about the room, like the diving helmet there. And saw that bell. I mean, how could I not? I had to at least try it out. One of the specialty drinks that they've got here, Galley, I should remember the name. But it's something about an octopus. Just know it makes 5 drinks, and it's sweet, but it is strong. And of course, always keep it classy, drink responsibly, sip, don't listen to me. Also in the social club, that's one of the areas they occasionally do karaoke here. There's Larissa doing a little bit of karaoke. Great turnout for that. You know, one of the things that I really liked during the karaoke, late night sweet bites there, by the way, is that at one point, a crew member, like one of the bar staff, came over and started singing with a guest. I just thought that was really cool. It shows just how relaxed the atmosphere is on board. Nearby is another little shop with some clothing, very nice clothing, and by that I mean expensive, but nice stuff if anyone wants to buy me a gift. And this leads us into the dock house on deck 7 aft. Classy area to sit, relax. I like there's a few spaces. They have these big sofa bed-like things. Another spot with a lot of outlets. So if you're looking to get any work done, there's great Wi-Fi on the ship and plenty of places to plug in. This is the bar, though. Of course, there's staff that will get you a drink anywhere pretty much you want. There's a juice bar here. I don't know the hours for the juice bar, but it seemed like I was never up early enough to try it out. And that leads to the dock. The dock is, I think, the nicest outdoor area on this ship and maybe any other. It's on a lower deck, sort of reminds me of some ships like MSC Seaside, but there's no pool out here. Just beautiful, beautiful wake views. A lot of seating options, both shaded and out in the sun. You see those day beds. Had some friends take a nap there on one of our sailings. And if you have an aft or corner suite, those would be your rooms. And see that net up there? We'll get there. This is one of the 2 bars. This is the main one that's open over at the dock. Again, they'll walk around and serve you wherever you are. Sometimes it's nice to walk up to the bar. This is a pop-up performance of Phantom Folktales. Generally, they're not always, they're not on the schedule. This group was out here hanging out, and all of a sudden they were surrounded. Multiple people around them singing, playing music, and as quickly as they pop up, they walk away. It's a neat thing. If you see them anywhere around the ship, stick around. I love that they do this. The mystery of it just leaves you wanting more. The wake. So the entrance is on deck 7. The restaurant itself is deck 6. This is best described as a steak and seafood restaurant. I guess it's also where they have brunch. And wow, it's a really great brunch option. They even have some bottomless mimosa options, bottomless Bloody Mary, I think, options as well. Wedge salad may not sound exciting. That is the wedge salad. I think I had it like 3 times maybe. It's really fantastic. I enjoyed this for brunch and for lunch. Now let's jump into one of the elevators. I'm showing you this because they're neat elevators. They're tinted either red or purple. They have those screens. You might even catch a mermaid sailing by on one of those screens. You see the bubbles coming up as I get in. And we will head up top because now we are at the galley on deck 15 aft. The galley is sort of a food court type concept or food hall type concept. I think Virgin wants me to say food hall. Some people said food court. I get it either way, to be honest with you. It's not a buffet, and I thought it was going to be not a buffet in name only. It is really different. For one, except for maybe the salad station and a couple other things where you're hand picking things, you sit down at a table, you look at the menu either on a QR code or they'll bring you a printed one if you'd like. Somebody takes your order and then they bring you everything. What's wonderful about that concept, oh man, the sweets. What's wonderful about that concept is at a traditional buffet, you'd be carrying around all these plates. Oh, let me set this down. I'm going to walk over and get this, but not here. They make it really easy by bringing you your order, and everything was delicious, fresh made. You'll see in some of these shots, you might see, oh, well, Billy, I see some sandwiches already there or some items already prepped, but they're turning stuff around so quickly. And if you want something customized, depending on what it is, they're often able to accommodate you. And I found the food here great. Another area with a lot of plugs. At this point, if you don't care about plugs in public areas, you're tired of me saying it. But if you do, just know, a lot of plugs on this ship. This is where you find another one of their other coffee shop, I should say. Oh man, they have a little cart with these popsicles that are they're fresh fruits and other flavors. Really fantastic quality. Everything I just found to be fresh. Like this avocado burrito for breakfast saw fresh jalapenos. Everything's fresh. These salads, they were constantly turning around the salads if you want to build your own salad kind of thing. The bento boxes here, they have sushi, they have some other things. They even have breakfast bento. But again, they're turning it around so fast. It's not like it's sitting there all day. I was very pleased with the quality here at the Galley. At the back of the Galley is GUNBAE. GUNBAE is a Korean barbecue restaurant. You should know this is one restaurant where likely, now you can ask and see what happens as far as scheduling, but likely you'll be sharing a table unless you're a party of 5 or 6. And like traditional Korean barbecue, you've got the grill area in the center of the table. Very relaxed. They play some drinking games with you. Your server will explain it. You can get a complimentary drink or two out of that one. And it was an experience. I will say it's not the best option of all of them if you are a vegetarian, because there's plenty to eat. Trust me, I did not leave hungry. But the highlight here is really the meats and shellfish, things like that. But it was definitely an experience, and I recommend checking that one out. The well-being pool is one of the pools on deck. It looks like a giant hot tub. It kind of is like a giant hot tub, but it's not that hot. And it's between, they call it the well-being pool for a few reasons. It's between areas with workout equipment where you're doing exercise. We'll show more of that in a moment. But then you go through this pass-through right here, and you get to the other main pool. It's called the Aquatic Club pool. A lot of folks are worried about the size of the pool. Heard so many people say it. I keep hearing people say it. I've not heard anyone complain about it on the ship. And I think it's because, one, there's a lot to do. Two, you have the other pool that people don't focus on. So here at the pool, we used Shake for Champagne. It's an app feature. You can use this anywhere on the ship. You give your phone a shake, and they bring you a bottle of Moet Chandon wherever you are on the ship. Plus, of course, glasses and such. Cost, as of recording this, is $95. Not bad for a bottle. Very neat feature. Of course, if you want a bottle, you can always walk up to a bar. But sometimes we've done it in karaoke rooms or other places where it's just, you think, well, I want a bottle of champagne or 40. Now, this pool deck really lights up at night on Scarlet Night. On our second sailing, unfortunately, the winds were too high for them to do Scarlet Night outside, but they had lots of stuff going on below deck. But this is a wild, wild deck party. In case you're wondering, yes, those were some people in nice clothes jumping in the pool. It happens. Now, you may want to work off that party. So B Complex is one of the places you can do that. Fitness is a big thing on Scarlet Lady. So here you see this is where they do spin classes. And they've got other cardio areas with treadmills and things like that. Then there's this build and balance part of B Complex, where apparently I'm learning how to use a door. And there's all sorts of exercise equipment here, plus plenty of places to do mat exercises. They have other group classes. In fact, I think this is where Larissa did a bungee class. Love that shot. Here's some more of the exercise equipment. Beautiful views from there. The windows behind me, by the way, are facing that pool that we were just at a moment ago. Now, right above here on deck 16 is the training camp. This is where they have high intensity interval training and some other group classes. And on the outside, there is a boxing ring. That's right. And other outdoor fitness related things. Big fan of TRX bands, and by big fan, I mean I'm always worried I'm going to fall, and then I end up sore. But they're really, really good. If you've ever used those, that's what those hanging things were. Now here's back out at that pool. What we just walked through there, that is, think of it as an adult jungle gym. Pretty weird stuff, but you can even get your exercise out in the sun. The Sun Club, speaking of the sun, deck 16. This is that, well, in this case, the second highest deck, but just an open deck with a lot of places to get sun or not and relax. These cabanas, I believe the red ones, if I'm not mistaken, are complimentary. You can just hang out. If they're not, they certainly don't enforce anything. There's some other cabanas we'll show in a minute. DJ booth there, great views from this deck of the pool, or of course you can just grab a lounger, grab a chair, lay out in the sun. There is a bar up top. You see that side is not operating right then, but I think on the other side it is, just depends on time of day. Always folks walking around to get you a drink. This is actually a staircase, but I'm just showing the plants. I like that there are a lot of plants on the ship, indoors and out. Looking down to the other pool, and again, you see the plants lining the deck there. You'll notice the way that things are sectioned, it's made really to be very social, whether that's a small group of 2 or 3 people, or like with the way the hot tub or that pool is, slightly larger groups. I think that's a common thread of many venues on this ship. The Sun Club Cafe, a lot of people miss this. This is up on deck 16, and you can get a poke bowl here. They have several different types, and they are made to order. Oh my God, so much better than I would have imagined. I wish I could get a poke bowl like this on land. Really good stuff. Complimentary, like all the dining is on Scarlet Lady. That track, we're going to take a walk up on that track in a moment. First, we're going to walk by these cabanas. Now, the cabanas here, they have, I think, 2 different sizes. There is a cost depending on how long you have them. I've not actually been able to talk to anyone that used them. I don't know if that's just because I just dumb luck, or maybe they're not that popular, but they are there if you want a private area to spend the day, and they do have service going to those cabanas. Just past that is the Athletic Club. More outdoor exercise stuff, ranging from the basketball courts to, you'll see a few things spread about the deck here, fitness related, as well as I think there's maybe some foosball and other things. And listen, the way some people play foosball, that is cardio. They have these different nets, these swings that you could certainly relax in. You could also be doing exercise because they're stout. I saw these guys hanging out, laughing, having a good time. I said, I gotta film you. You just look like you're having a lot of fun. And they said, we are. I always like seeing people enjoying themselves. These swings kind of remind me, or make me think of the hammocks that are on all of the sea terraces, all of the balconies on Scarlet Lady. Check out our cabin tour on the YouTube channel to see what I'm talking about there. This is called the net. A lot of pictures of this area. It's like a catamaran net that's up high up on the ship, looking down, and kind of depending on how far out you are and the angle, either going down to nearly the ocean or to the dock. Very cool, not very comfortable to lay on, gotta be honest, but offers some neat views. However, I personally like the rest of the seating in this area. These big day beds, and then all around the aft of the ship there, you can either stand, you can lay down, you can sit, and it's beautiful at night too. Just above there is the highest point on the ship you can go, deck 17. Here you'll find the perch. Amazing views, unobstructed views from so much of the perch. They do morning yoga here. I'm not a morning person or a yoga person, but I can see where that would be really cool. And look at the views here. This was just at night before we left Miami once. Amazing. And we'll finish our tour of Scarlet Lady on the runway. That's the running track. One last final view of all the beautiful parts of this very beautiful ship from Virgin Voyages. So what'd you think? Comment below and tell us what you loved and what you didn't. If you want to see what cabins look like on Scarlet Lady, click the link below for a video tour of a sea terrace room, including the hammock that I mentioned a minute ago. Overall, Scarlet Lady is a gorgeous ship and honestly like nothing we've ever experienced at sea. If you're looking for top-notch cuisine, no hard sales pitches or upcharges, and an adult by design experience, this might be the cruise line for you. We've got lots more information about Scarlet Lady over at cruisehabit.com and right here on YouTube, including a video highlighting 5 things you should know before you sail. If you liked this video, and I hope you did, please click like and subscribe. It'd mean the world to us. You can also follow us on social media to keep up on our adventures on multiple cruise lines. Thanks. We look forward to talking ship with you again real soon. Now let's get out of the rain.